As amazing as it might sound, Google can have your address defined here in the mountains in a different city and zip code. Here's a residence here in Eagle Vale that's clearly in Eagle Vale, and it's defined as Basalt, where its next door neighbor is actually defined correctly as Avon, where the people across the street is defined as Avon. And in fact, if I go over to my own home address, I'm shown as Vale. So we're going to correct that here in a second. But if I tap around, I can see that Google has it defined for other people differently. This can cause you a problem in a couple of different ways. One, if you have insurance and you're defined as Basalt, the insurance company may use Google to define your address and charge you a higher rate. So it's important to check. A more common problem here in the Vail Valley occurs with short-term rentals because VRBO itself actually uses Google to define your address, and that's how it collects taxes and who it remits it to. So here's an example of a property in Eagle Vale that's listed in a short-term rental that's actually collecting the taxes wrong and having them remit to Vail. Now it's a new property. I'm sure it hasn't happened much, and the people probably don't know. We're not going to show their name or anything, but we're just going to show how this can happen. So if you look here, here's a booking summary, and if you were to book this today and even in the future, until this gets changed, they are collecting the Eagle County tax, they are collecting the Colorado tax, but they're collecting Vail tax and Vail marketing tax. So this actually results in the person who's renting this is they're paying more in tax per night, about 9.8% rather than the correct 5.4%. And then the issue is that money's going to the Vail tax district and not to the Eagle Vale that would support the very local projects. So in a survey done of 89 out of 300 plus rental properties in the unincorporated Eagle Vale area, you see about 1/3 have some sort of issue. Some like the one before, others more like this, where you've got a national short-term rental property management company actually charging the tax, and they're charging it correctly. They're using the correct area, but they're not charging the tax on their own service fee. Whether that's correct or not, it could be resulting in Eagle Vale receiving less tax revenue than they should. So to correct your address, go ahead, and it just takes a second on Google. Go in and put in your address, and then select it. And then you can go in, and I'm going to go in and make a change on mine, and I've already done this to change it to Eagle Vale. So say suggest an edit on your address and click this pencil, and then say wrong address, or where it appears on the map, and it's going to bring up this little screen. I'm going to change it here to Eagle Vale. They may not take it, but that's fine. And then I say send. And then in a minute it says thanks for improving. You'll get, if you've signed into Google, an email saying that they're looking at your request. It can usually take 24 hours, but it can take up to a week for this to change. And you should do it again because there may be an insurance company or somebody you deal with may be using that address. And by making this change, whether you have a short-term rental or not, you're making a change for the better for yourself. Now, if you have a short-term rental, after you do this and you see that it's been updated, then you need to let VRBO know, or whoever that short-term rental company that's listing your property, that a change has been made. You only need to do this if they're the ones that are collecting your tax. If you're using a national or even a local short-term rental management company, they're probably have taken care of this because they'll have caught it.